video before. I just thought of it last night. This is Chambers Street. There are actually 2 Chambers Street subway stations. This is where you get the 1, 2, and the 3. This is not the famously decrepit and dilapidated Chambers Street station. Needless to say, this sucker doesn't work. T2I's dead. Never even took the Verizon brand off. The top, at least. I don't know, I suspect they might have covered that and the cover came off. Anyway, this is where we are, Chambers Street and West Broadway.
There is a downtown express to train to Flush Avenue, College, 9 minutes away.
I found somebody's Vax card. I'm not showing the top of this because it has her name on it. I tried to contact her because she had a pretty distinctive name. So I posted something on her Instagram page, but she never answered. And it doesn't look like this card is much good for her anyway, because she only got 1 shot, and that was in May of 2021. I tried to figure out what Lynn Tech is, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm just going to do the only thing that I can think reasonable, and I'm going to put it in the mail, even though there's really not much chance the post office is going to know what to do with it. Still here from a week ago. This is Times Square. Used to be, I think, 3 or 4 of them here. This is where I never understand, like, they replaced the others with these 2 ad panels, but they left this one. And I'm like, why? What's the decision-making process here? I don't know, maybe it's deliberate, or just oversight. This is Grand Central. It looks like my card from last week is still here. Same as Times Square. Just hiding in plain sight. I stick these cards on bus stop signs now too, and they tend to just stay there for weeks. They seem so obvious to me, but of course I'm the one who put them there. This, of course, was the last working payphone at Grand Central, with the yellow handset that signaled you could use this phone to make cheap international calls.
For your safety, the safety of others, please do not sit on the floor or stairs. Grand Central Terminal.
And also this protective wrapper around both sides of it to prevent from shoulder surfing. That's when people would make long distance calls, and then after they dial the number, they'd punch in a credit card number, and there'd be bad guys standing by with binoculars, or maybe not even that, writing down the number as the person punched it in. And then those people would resell those numbers and pass them on to people. They'd give them like $5. They'd give the hustler $5 or whatever, and they'd call Ethiopia for 5 hours. And rack up charges in the millions. Like, the scam was just like out of control for a long time. Did I do this one last week or not? They all run together, but in one of my last videos I mentioned that I made some new acquaintances in the payphone realm. And they've been talking to StreetView. Oh wow, this stinks of piss. They've been talking to StreetView, which is the company that owns these things. They own most of the street phones. And StreetView is telling that person that there are only 4 of these left. And I know that's not true. And StreetView provided that person a list of those last 4 enclosures, and this was not one of them, nor were a number of others that I know are out there. Somebody put their cushion up on top. Looks like a couch cushion or something. Anyway, this one holds on. And some graffiti artist out there must be satisfied with this. And by the way, this is my favorite payphone graffiti in recent memory, at least. Story of my life, pal. Whoever wrote that. You know how to read me, at least.
I just don't want to do it.
I didn't think that was going to fit in the box, but it did. I ended up with a $10 electronic debit card after I took a survey for the city or something. Ever since COVID, I started getting peppered with survey requests, and the first one was at random, but then I'm happy to do it because it's, for a good cause. But I end up with these like random $10 things that I have to spend on something. So this time I ordered a pack of pens. and it was a bit of a comedy getting them because the first delivery was rejected for some reason, so I got my $10 back, and then I had to do it all over again. Anyway, I finally got my pens after like 2 months. And I should follow up that I don't actually have to spend the $10. I can just take the survey and tell them to donate the money to some worthy cause. But I like getting a random $10 here or there, but it's basically impossible to spend it all. And that's where the comedy factor comes in, because I can't spend the $10 I can't spend $10 of the card and then put a remaining balance on a credit card. They don't let you do that for some reason. So these pens that I got came in at like $9.83. So the makers of the card, or the people that do this program, get to pocket 17 cents or something. That's called breakage, by the way. When there's money left over on a gift card that never gets spent, there's an accounting term for it, and that term is breakage. These are some pretty intense baseball caps, by the way.
Nice special.
不用你手拿下来进去的啊，直接放水桶里或者水龙头一打开。
Oh, I can't say I'm not disappointed. This booth was a piece of work. Somebody, and I think I know who, had been painting dead fish green and red and stuffing them into the phone booth that used to stand here. And he was even like dangling them from what looked like hangers or some kind of wire. but it's gone. Kelly's Pub. If you'd asked me, I would have said there were no Irish bars in Flushing, but that would probably have just been an ignorant thing to say. This is what you might see at a spot where a payphone used to be. Vestiges, palimpsest, whatever you want to call it. The square was the base of the main structure, and the two squares, the middle poles that I guess were there to provide some sort of barrier between the structure and a vehicle that might swerve and collide with this. Looks like a face to me. If I get over there in time, I'm going to have some fun with those low-flying planes today. If I make it over to Flushing Meadows.
Do you want to save money on your subway ride? Use Omni. If you tap to ride 12 times with the same device or card, starting on Monday, every ride after that is free for the rest of the week. Learn more at ta.com/save. And thank you for riding with us.
Looks like it works. I found a new way to test these things without using coins. And that's you call 311, and I didn't do it now, but you could use the voice prompt. So this sucker still works. This is Flushing Main Street. Oops. I think I'm bringing attention to myself. Just not my pattern. And this one's going to speak that.
Your safety is important to us. There is a train approaching the station. Please stand away from the platform edge.
Well, here's a find. I've been through this area any number of times. I don't remember ever noticing this thing. It's a K2 replica. It's outside of the Park Hotel on Roosevelt Avenue. Let's see what the phone looks like. Yeah, this is way too short to be a real. Oops. Okay, it's not going to let me open the door. And that's obviously an attempt at a replica. Not sure what to make of this. guess what I'm not understanding here is that looks like it wants to be a likeness of an old gas pump, and that looks like a likeness of a British mailbox. At least I think that's what that is. I can look all this up when I get home, but it's just strange, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.